hair from breaking off, like getting ripped out.
Why is your hair getting ripped out? What are you doing in bed at night? What's happening? Your hair's getting broken off and ripped out of your head. That sounds like a terrible place to sleep. Live, laugh, or run away. Well, hello there. I'm Gary.
I'm Georgie.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
It's a super day.
I was like, what?
It's a super day, Super Bowl day.
Yep.
So,
With
we're
the
back
bad
again.
numbers at the bottom?
What's that?
With the bad numbers at the bottom?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Before we get to that, though,
was I
I
pre-talking?
thought maybe we should, see how you've been. How you been?
I've been good. Why?
You're like, why? So there's something I always wanted to do for a long time, and you
Throw a
said that
punch
if I
me?
did it, sometime during the night you would remove it. And of course, I'm talking about I've wanted to grow a handlebar mustache.
Oh, yeah. I definitely would have shaved that thing off.
And so since October of last year, I was growing out my beard, and I had a pretty good beard going there.
Yeah, it was
And, You're not a fan of the face carpet.
well, if it's a slim face carpet,
If it's a
like it can't be so stubbly that it's like sandpaper on the face,
Yeah.
on my face.
yeah.
But then I don't also want it to feel like I'm kissing Sasquatch.
So it's like a bit. It got to be a bit too much.
It was pretty wild and woolly.
Completely changed the way I look too. By
Yeah.
the way.
I mean, it looked good. You had a good beard.
Yeah.
You know, it was great.
Yeah.
But,
And then I kind of got sick of it myself there, because it was like
okay.
no shave November, right? But then it was like no shave November, no shave December, no shave January.
yeah, should I do that with my legs?
I mean, keeps your legs warm in the winter, I suppose.
Eh. No, I can't even do that myself. People are like, "Oh, I don't shave because I don't have a boyfriend or whatever." I'm like, I shave for myself.
I shave for myself.
I do.
You don't have
Everything
a boyfriend?
I
Is that what you
do.
said?
Yeah, my boyfriend's gone.
So
Like the other day, I was like, "Oh, you came back?"
yeah,
On Saturday.
yeah. I left the house, but then I came back, and
Like, great. Now I'm gonna have to call Cliff to not come over, I guess.
Cliff. That's where you're going, driving off of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I thought I could pull off a nice handlebar mustache, and just grow it out. The problem is as you grow it out, it gets to be a little bit of a lot of work. Not a little bit, but a lot of work.
Yeah.
And managing is like, of course, it's also, you can save little bits of food for later too. It's like
Gross.
the food keeper.
That's the whole. It's like a big bacteria trap.
And
Reminds
then-
me of like those whales.
of
You know, the whales that catch krill?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Right?
I do like what a beard looks like. I just don't want my husband to have that.
Right.
It looks good.
Right. But
Not a fan of my husband having it.
so if I were to grow it out, you were like, well, you're just going to cut it off.
If you did the Poirot mustache,
Well, it
or
depends on
anything
which
like
Poirot
that.
character you're talking
well,
about.
this
So
is true.
there's a couple of them there. So
Any of them. Just pick one.
Hercule Poirot, like David Suchet,
Mm-hmm.
had a very thin mustache that kind of just went
Yeah.
straight up at the end
But
sides.
that's all like hard and stuff. Can you imagine just like getting stabbed with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
That's a lot to work around.
Is it?
I guess. You're like, because we're just making out all over the place.
Yeah.
You're like, where's all that happening?
And then, of
Well-
course, if when I'm outside, it kept my face a little bit warm, but it would also, get condensation on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, And then if I kissed you, it was like, you're like, what is that? Why is it all
it's
like
here, let me get out my
gross?
beard
You're like,
rag.
think it's like the worst bacteria trap. That's what you think. It's like,
Ugh. Yeah.
but before I got rid of it completely.
It's my issue, really.
Is it?
Kind of, I think
You heard
so.
it here first.
It is my issue.
Before I got
But
rid of
don't
it,
do
though, I did have, like, I shaved just to have the mustache and then a nice, just a nice little goatee part there. I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
And you're like, no. I'm like, can I have it for just like a week? You're like, no.
No, the way that you did it was not like the full round, like mustache to the foo connected.
It was mustache and
yeah,
just a
that
little...
looked so weird. Ugh.
Maybe I'll have to post it up there so people can see it.
Ew.
People can weigh in.
Just can't do it.
I just can't do it.
Can't do it.
I mean,
look,
you know,
when I'm dead and gone, feel free. Feel free. Do the handlebar mustache. Grow your beard like Gandalf. Feel free.
You're lucky.
Am I?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's a lot of work and I don't want to deal with it.
I would shave it off anyway while you slept, and I would deal with the wrath whatever. I don't care.
You think that I sleep solid enough that you could do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yep.
Do I?
You should see the stuff I do at night. You have no idea.
What are you like? Well, I know that like, before you head into the night, you're like, I got to get to bed because I got a long night of being awake.
That's right. You never know what I'm doing.
And then, because you wake up at 2 a.m. and all of a sudden you're like, you might as well get up and work because you're already working in your head. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got it.
You got it.
You got it.
You got it.
Then the silk pillowcase that you were making fun of.
All right. So, I don't know whose idea it was to have silk. Anything. Sheets, pillowcases.
I mean,
I'm
it's
like,
not real silk, okay? I'm sure there are real silk pillowcases.
Oh, it's not?
I mean, it's silky, but I doubt it's like 100% silk. Do you know how
where'd you get it
expensive?
from?
I got it on Amazon.
I got it on, and it's not silk. It looks like silk.
No, I mean, it's silk with probably another type of thing in there. It's shiny, it's slippery, like whatever.
Yeah.
But 100% silk is quite expensive.
Is it?
Yes.
You know why? Where silk comes from?
Yeah, little worms.
Yeah.
Little silkworms.
Do you want to sleep on a bed of worm goo?
Great. You just ruined that for me, thanks.
But that pillow, like seriously, every couple of days, the thing is rotating inside that case. Like I was trying to fix it, and it was like the seams were like on the flat part where you put your head. I'm like, how is this even comfortable? And then it's because the pillow, it's so slippery as a material. The pillow is doing 360s inside of it. I'm like,
trust me, I get a bit annoyed with it because when Leo's snuggling up by the top of the bed, it's like my pillow is sliding off the bed. And it's so annoying. And then it'll knock something off on the side table.
And then all I hear is, God darn it.
Yeah. Now I'm mad. Now I'm awake.
God darn it. As you're, God darn it.
Well, and so, you know, but the reason that people have them or they wear those silk bonnets, of course, I'm not.
A silk bonnet?
Yes.
Like a bonnet?
Like
the bonnet with the little thing in the front that looks like
yeah. I mean,
Little House on the Prairie bonnet.
Look, that's a thing. No,
or
you
grandma
don't
bonnet.
You don't tie it under your chin, but like a shower cap bonnet, but it's silky. And what it does is it doesn't pull
like a
your
shower
hair
cap,
out.
but it's silky, so that when you go to sleep and you put
head
your silky
slips
shower cap on your head, on your silky
No,
pillowcase.
you wouldn't need a silky pillowcase.
So then the next thing you know, it's sliding over your face and you suffocate to death in your silky shower cap, headgear. No, well, yeah, you're right. Your pillowcase. By the time you wake up in the morning, the pillow's on the ground.
Yeah,
and you're just left with a flat pillowcase because it's slipped out completely. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
get it.
still have hair on my head, so there you go.
I still have hair. Well, you got
That's what it's for. It's
Keeping
so it
hair
doesn't. It keeps
keep your hair on the head.
Your hair from breaking off, like getting ripped out. I mean,
Why is your hair getting ripped out? What are you doing in bed at night? What's happening? Your hair's getting broken off and ripped out of your head. That sounds like a terrible place to sleep. No wonder you're up all night.
I'm just saying that it's a thing. Maybe it's a big hoopla. I don't know, but
it's a thing.
It is.
Is it the guy that reaches up when you have your foot out underneath the covers? He reaches up and grabs your leg if you have your foot outside the covers.
You're like,
that same guy's ripping your hair out and breaking your hair off.
You're like, your legs are so hot. And I'm like, I'm not putting them out there.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
You're just going to...
They will roast.
Like, spontaneous combust in your bed, and then you're done.
Whatever.
Versus putting your head.
But then I don't have that person waiting for my feet to be out at the last. Like they're like, finally.
Who?
I don't know. Whoever's waiting.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
I don't know.
I feel really exposed. I don't know why. Like feet. It's a thing. People feel that way. It's not just me. Yes, I know I have a lot of neurotic behaviors. At least I can laugh at them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a thing.
Well, the reason we're talking a little bit about sheets and pillowcases because
sheets.
I think for the first time in my life, I bought 3 sets of sheets in the last week and a half. You're like, why would you buy 3 sets of sheets? Well, let me tell you. For some reason, Leo, the Great Dane, decided that when we leave the house for a couple of hours, he needs to go mining in our bed and dig a hole through the bed, through the house, through the ground, on his way to China for some reason. And he's tore both 2 sheets.
2 fitted
sheets he ripped in half. Like, not just a little hole in it, but like seam to seam, literally. I'm like, what is he doing?
I was thinking I would be able to like sew it, and I was like, no. Nope.
Well, he did it once, and then I'm like, what's happening? Well, we're working with him, we're training with him. His anxiety is, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're like, and you're like, I think he'll be fine. Let's just.
Yeah, I pulled the sheets. Just leave pulled everything down.
Yeah, because you're thinking like, he just doesn't like it that the bed's made.
Yes.
And he wants access to the, I don't know what he wants.
I don't know.
Just the mattress. And so you're like, let's just leave the door open and it'll be fine. And I come home and it's like ripped shreds
my
again.
head's on fire. I'm like,
so you've lost your room privileges during the day. You don't get to be in the room anymore.
It sure does.
So then I ended up buying my 3rd set of sheets from Costco.
Man, those things
which
are great.
I didn't even realize that Costco had sheets. So it's like,
well, they have everything else.
I know, but I don't know. I just wasn't thinking about it. So the sheets I bought at Costco were cheaper than the sheets that we got at Target. Mm-hmm. And there was a higher thread count of 630. And it came with 4 giant-sized pillowcases.
But, I mean, those things are at least a pillow and a half size of our pillows.
It said king size, but it looked like each pillowcase was about the size of a twin mattress.
Yeah.
So if you want to pack up your twin mattresses and use them as a pillow, Costco has the size.
Like a duvet for your mattress.
But hey, you get your money's worth. I mean, everything at Costco is giant size.
Yep.
Including their pillowcases. Actually, you should go see if they've got pillows to fit those pillowcases. Maybe their king pillows are gigantic.
Probably.
But you don't like a big poofy pillow.
Well, as long as it's not super, like, thick. If it's long, that's one thing. But as long as it's not thick, it hurts. It gives me a headache in the morning.
And as long as it fits into your faux silk pillowcase, so you can make sure that it slides out in
It will not. But that's okay.
It will not.
I'll keep mine.
You'll keep yours.
That's fine. But
So all these pillowcases, all these sheet sets because of Leo's craziness. Yeah. But you did put a collar on him.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's been a little bit wonky with his anxiety. He's like what? Almost 8. He's almost 8.
Yeah.
He's getting to be an old man. He doesn't act like it.
Yeah, it's like, is he just...
But you put this collar on it. Yeah. It was like a calming
collar or
something.
Like calming collar. And you know how you can like use those plugins?
Collar.
And I was like, what did I call it?
Collar.
A collar.
Collar.
A collar.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a collar. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like.
So it's a adaptive collar.
Yeah.
It's got some.
Well, it's called, the brand is like adaptal, or I don't know.
Oh, the same thing as the stuff we used to plug in the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, but I didn't want to use a plug-in because is it really like getting in the air enough that it's making a difference with your animal? And I mean, we use those forever.
At least a decade.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this collar. It's not very expensive. It's good for like 30 days. So,
I mean,
hey. So I was like, who knows? I put it on. That night, he seemed super chill. But I was like, hey, Gary, don't you think he seems a lot more relaxed? And you're like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, it could be a placebo for sure. But let's just see. But then over the last couple days, it's been amazing.
I mean, yeah.
He's been amazing.
Maybe it's been windy and he hasn't been as crazy as you.
No.
The little tapping on the window in the living room from that north side of the house, from the little sticks out there. He's always like, what's happening?
No, that doesn't. Does that hit
when it
the
gets
window?
Windy. No. Well, it taps the side of the house and he hears it.
Well, move that thing. I didn't know that happened. So I don't know.
I don't know either,
I'm
but
kind
we'll
of
find out.
digging the collar. I mean, it's wherever he goes, it's on him. I don't know.
So, shifting gears one more time. It is Super Bowl Sunday. And, it's like I'm not really vested in this Super Bowl because it doesn't have any teams I'm interested in. But I do like to watch it just to see what's happening, what's going on. And I do have to say that most people would agree with me that the graphics that they're using this year are the worst. Just terrible.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it looks bad. Like, just terrible. Like, how can you, at your premier event...
1980s, I think I agree with Aaron. 1980s Madden. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, and it's 2025.
It's nice to have retro, man.
It just looks bad.
Retro.
I'm like,
vintage.
Put your best foot forward on your graphics. It's the Super Bowl.
What is it supposed to be?
Well, it certainly isn't supposed to be just like two blacks, red and green.
Gary's like, could they put the least amount of effort in here?
It was bad. Like, it wasn't even minimalist. It's like, it's just, oh my gosh, we forgot to put the graphics together. Super Bowl kickoffs in like half an hour. Oh, we'll just use this. Okay, that's what it looks like. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know the Super Bowl was happening today. You're the graphic artist. We told you that it was happening. You didn't know the Super Bowl was happening today. I didn't realize it. I'm supposed to have the graphics up. Just use this. Nobody will notice.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah,
you are so high maintenance.
I'm telling you. X agrees with me.
I know, and of course, he's like, oh, look at all these people that agree with me. And I'm like, oh, is that on Google? Is that on some social media that you looked at that everybody agrees with you? I'm like, you can find that anywhere. I can find people that agree with me that it looks retro. Weirdo.
My parents were like, oh, we thought it was nice because it helps the old people see it because it's much bigger. I'm like, yeah. So there you go. That right there says it was not a good design.
Why?
Because
it's for elderly people?
They think it's too big.
Your parents aren't even elderly.
No, they don't need it that large to see it. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also think there's something to be said for
as a
retro.
Creative person, I was disappointed.
Yeah, but you're the one that collects all this history stuff. Like, ooh, look I have this Nintendo game. It's super retro. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm not trying to say, oh, this Nintendo game, let's put it into a 2025 game. Oh, this is great. No, I'm not using an RTX 5090 to play, Mario Brothers. Why would I put a 1980s look and feel blocky texture on my 2025 premier football event? I don't know.
Taking it way back, man. Taking it back. We all like to take it back some days.
Yeah. So it was distracting, so I couldn't really watch the game.
Oh, whatever. You seem to be doing just fine sitting there.
I can't see past the blocky letters of the score.
Well, you seem to be doing just fine.
I can't see past Kansas City's Big Fat Zero.
You're so bad.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I don't know.
It's freedom.
So, what do you guys think? What do you think about the Super Bowl graphics? I really want to know.
I like them.
I know you can agree with me. If not, well then, yeah, just keep your opinion to yourself, I guess. Or sheets. Do you guys buy sheets?
Do you buy? Nope. Sure don't. No sheets being bought.
So, okay, before we end this thing, in the military, there was guys that would not put sheets on their bed.
That's
I'm like,
so
how
gross.
gross is that? You know how much skin flakes would
Yeah.
accumulate on a mattress?
Do you know how many skin
Terrible.
cells fall off your body?
All of them.
Do you know how much sweat you sweat onto your sheets? It's a lot.
How much?
I will put the amount on there.
Like a quart?
Like per year.
A gallon?
Per year.
Gallons of sweat?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's gross.
So I'm assuming you all like wear sheets. Wear sheets. Put sheets on. I mean, if you wear sheets, that's a whole
nother. If you're going to a toga party.
Do you prefer the higher sheet count for your toga party or the lower sheet count? Let us know. Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. But until next time,
Oh my God.
we'll see you later.
All right. Bye.